Alright guys, we're going to be installing a 28mm Keyhine carb on a Honda Grom with the adapter, the mounts and everything. This kit's complete. I got it from Finbro. I did work out a deal with them where I can sell them $280 a piece. Comes with everything you need to install it. Fuel filter, bolts, washers, fuel line, adapter, so yeah, that fits. I may take this apart and use a little plumber's tape on it just to make sure it doesn't leak. Last thing you want to do is have some leaks, so give me 1 minute here. I'm gonna see if I can find it and I'll be right back with y'all. Put a little here. Okay, now put a little more on the other side. Okay. Of course, I'll tighten these with wrenches, but got a little of that on there just to make sure there's no leak. This one's going to go to the bottom of the tank line. This one's going to run to your carb. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and strip this down. You guys have all seen how to take plastics off of a Grom. I know it, so I'm just going to pause the video here until I get it stripped down. Okay, now we're getting down to the nitty and gritty. What you want to do is go ahead and take the throttle cable loose. We're not reusing the original throttle cable. Okay, got that. Unhook your air temp sensor. Go ahead and unbolt your air box from the side. Go ahead and unhook your throttle cable. We'll no longer be running these cables. We'll be running a new and improved cable. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and pull these out of there. I don't want to beat the crap out of your bike here. Give me 1 minute, be right back with you. Alright guys, so we're getting there. Go ahead and take this loose. This is a 10mm, I believe, socket. Let me check. Drop that in the floor and do the one on the other side too. So let me go ahead and knock that one loose. Go ahead and unhook. There's a line over here. It's like a vent for the tank. Go ahead and undo that. There's also a PVC hose over here. Unhook that. That looks like that's it from this side. So let's check the other side. Alright. Go ahead. Oh shit. Let's go ahead and hold the brake. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Thought my bike was going to take off on me. And then you got a little pin down here at the bottom. You just got to make yourself enough wiggle room. There it is. Air box is off. Okay. Now you got room to work. With the carb, the only thing you have to leave plugged up is the injector for it to work. Okay? That's it. You don't have to leave anything else plugged up. So, I'm going to go ahead and take this loose. It's a 10. Alright, and then come around the other side. We're going to do the other side. Be careful because your bike will take off on you. Alright, go ahead and unplug all these other sensors. Really tight. There it is. Okay. Got that one. Got that one. We've got to leave the injector plugged in, so what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and unbolt it. Yeah, if you unplug the injector, the bike will not start. You'll probably drip a little fuel, just whatever's left in that injector. Put your bolts back in so you don't lose them. Okay, that's it. That is all that is holding this on. One more little vacuum line. Oh, pulling the wrong one, my bad. Now you're starting to have a lot of room to work with in here. Okay. One more little evap emission line. Ah, son of a biscuit. All right, boys, that's it. The fuel injection is officially off of the Honda Grom. Let me go put this throttle body up, and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, so what you're going to want to do now is take out your clocking device O-ring, always on the bottom. That way the bottom's sealed. Okay? Comes with these two fancy Yamaha O-rings and a Honda O-ring. So, let's see which size fits it. Looks like it takes the Honda O-ring, okay? Well, I'm going to wipe off my intake manifold just because. Make sure you wipe away from your intake. Alright. Take your clocking device, flip it over. Line up your holes. Okay, now you take your, I'm going to assume it's these little bitty short bolts, okay? I'm going to grab a little Loctite, I'll get you guys a little closer to the action there. Grab a little Loctite and I'll be right back. Okay, got my Loctite. I'm gonna try the middle here. Okay. Go ahead and tighten these. Try to tighten them even. You don't want to go too crazy. There it is. All right, now you have your intake manifold. So, take your other O-ring and get some scissors because this one's really in there. And save the part number off of these bags because if you ever need O-rings, I pretty much guarantee you can get them here, okay? All right, got it. I want to mount mine toward the front, okay? So, let's see what we can do. That would be right in the front. That would be perfect. All right, grab your longer bolts. Pray that stays. All right, Loctite it just a little bit. Okay, I got that started. Okay. Hand tight these. Take your 10mm wrench. I believe it's a 10. Yep. Go ahead and snug them up. Now if you have an oil cooler, you're going to want to turn this thing a different direction. Okay. I wish these had a lock washer, I think would be nice, but I've Loctited them. Alright, so I got that. I'm just going to go ahead and mount up my carb and see how it does with all this jazz I got here. Run all that through there because it's all going to go on that side. Let's see. Okay, that's a little too tight. Let me loosen that. Let's see, okay, so that fits in a groove. That will be a little difficult to tighten. But now that we we have it loose, let's see if I can get this carb to fit in there. There's one notch. I got my... I tell you what, that is a tight fit. They were not playing around when they made that. Give me 1 minute. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna move this a little more to the side just so I can slide the top of the carb off if I need to in the future. So I know it looks a little crazy, but give me 1 minute, I'm gonna move everything. Get the lock washer, guys. That's what I did. I wasn't gonna play around. You know what, I'm gonna get the lock washer and call it a day. I'm going to turn it just a little bit more because I want to be able to, and it may not matter if I turn it anymore, to be honest with you, because it's on there pretty. Just angle it just a little bit more. All right, I got that one. And like I said, the lock washer's added insurance. Go ahead and tighten these with a wrench. I like using the wrench because you generally can't go too tight where it'll mess up. Alright, that's her. This way's a little better. I can get the carb off maybe a little easier. I can definitely pull the top off. I'm not really sure how to run this throttle cable yet. I don't like it having a kink like that. I think I'm gonna maybe try coming around. There we go. That'll work. And then go around here, go around there. And then this is your choke. So what you want to do is you want to run your choke up to your handlebars. So that way if you do need it, you will have access to it. And it turns either way, so it's pretty simple to do. But I'm going to run it up here if I can. And I'm going to zip tie it up by my handlebars. Or mount it up there. Okay? So that's it there. Carbs on. These are tight. I'm going to double check them. Tight. Tight. Alright. Those are tight. Go ahead and tighten this down if you can. Let me get a different screwdriver. This is what you need. A little guy right there. All right. Okay, let me see. That screw needs to be a little longer. With the big carburetor, it's a little short. pinch it together a little bit. There we go. And tighten that sucker down. This is the only thing that holds your carburetor on. All right, looking good so far. Go ahead and get this picture real quick. All right. And give me one moment. All right, guys, pull your tank cover off. Now, 210, oh shit. Sorry. Camera took off on me. Okay. All right, so we got two 10 millimeter holding the tank on. And looks like maybe an 8 in the front. Go ahead and take that loose. And then you're gonna kind of flip your tank up on the side. I have barely fumes in there, so once I flip it up on the side, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna leak. That's the plan. So give me 1 minute. All right, guys, I'm on this last bolt here. I think it's turned on the other side now. Thought it would be. It's not turning. So far, been pretty easy. Now we got to work on the bottom of the tank. Grab that bolt. Okay. So, now you want to take your tank, kind of just flip it up if you can, and there's not much room. I'm going to go ahead and unhook the fuel pump to give me some room, because, I mean, there's really... I'm going to go ahead and unhook my fuel line, I think, because my fuel line, may be alright. I was thinking my fuel line was, give me a little more slack there. Okay, let's see. Woo! That son of a gun is clipped. I wonder if I'm doing it the wrong way. No. I wonder... Let me try something. I don't recommend it, but let me see if I can grab it with some needle nose. And oh shit. Well, there it is. Woo! Okay. Now this is going to have to be plugged in order for you to determine your tank if it's full or empty, but there's a wire, I believe it's the brown wire. I'm going to double check that you've got to disconnect in order for the fuel pump not to run, because you don't want the fuel pump to run with this setup. Okay, so let me see if I now have enough room to flip it up, which I do. Okay. And here's the line that we're going to be tapping into. Get it up here. Here's the line that we're going to be tapping into to power the carburetor, okay? So give me just a few moments. Okay, guys, what I'm doing here is I'm unclipping my injector. You push this forward. See if I can get it to focus. You push this forward and you pull out, and it should unclip. So it's kind of, there you go, get your fingernail in there with it. Okay, you push it in, push it, come on. Ah, there it is right there, it's unhooked. Okay, Now, set that to the side because that smells like petrol, okay? It's flinging gas all over me. Nobody wants that, all right? Now, this tank, other than a few little hoses, is all that's hooked up. So, give me 1 minute here. I'm going to take the tank, flip it on the side, and then we're going to splice into this line right here, okay? All right, guys, I got the tank flipped over. I don't see any gas leaking yet. I hope it's not. Give me 1 minute. Guys, sorry for the delay. I had to go buy some things. We're going to go ahead and cap it off. So I got a few caps here. Be careful not to break these. That one's too loose. Let's try that one. Just put your rubber caps on here because you're not going to be using that. It's perfect. And I'm going to cut this right here so that way it's straight. You see what I'm saying? So let me grab something to cut it here. And this is a pretty big hose, so still leaking a little bit. I don't know how or why, but tank's upside down. All right. Go ahead and run your line in. You know what? I'm going to use that. And I got gas on my hands. I was hoping I wouldn't, but I did. I'm going to reuse that clamp because I don't like how that fits. So, take your clamp. Jesus. Okay. Got it. Let's go ahead and cap it. Alright. Grab your clamp. Well, hell. Easier said than done. What I'll do is I'll move this clamp over to here. And I'll pull this side loose if I can. I think it's going to be fine. Yeah, that's tight. Okay, so we got it capped off. We're good there. Now, let me show you how to disable your fuel pump. It's the brown wire. I'm going to cut mine, or you know what? I wonder how hard it would be to depin it. I'm going to snip mine. That way, if I need to go back to fuel injection, I can wire it back. This kit is on. I'm waiting on the air filter. Excuse me. Alright, so I got everything hooked up. I went back and wired up all my sensors, TPS, everything. And then what I had to do with the fuel filter is I had to wire it down so it would create a gradual flow. I was running out of fuel with it setting up, so I may snip this line a little shorter. Everything looks good so far. And then I've ran my choke up here. I haven't done anything with it yet, but let me go ahead and show you. Alright, and then hit the start. Running pretty good. I still need to get an air filter. kind of open it up. Definitely got to get an air filter on there so I can finish tuning it. But I will be releasing this video soon, so that way you guys can see how to install it. It was pretty simple. It wasn't nothing too terribly difficult. You're running one throttle cable now instead of two. You could put a little plug in there if you wanted to. It doesn't bother me. Definitely frees up a lot of space in here to work on it. With all the sensors plugged in, you will not have a check engine light, apparently. So I'll keep you guys posted. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you like and enjoy.